What's your opinion on incels? Serving in the military was pretty much walking the famous proverbial mile in the men's shoes, and yes, if the women's situation in the society looks bad, it was a good idea to check it out at the other side of the table. That of the men is downright desperate. I have many times written about IQ and the distribution of IQ on both genders, and of the 30 points communication range, or even worse, the 15 points window of comprehension. And on my own IQ, there are 3 times more men than women. To put a long story short, if I was a man, I most likely would be an incel myself, simply because of the statistics and probabilities. It is this why I cannot condemn or loathe the incels. I feel really sorry for them. Incel stands for involuntary celibacy, and the existence of incels is a direct consequence of the sexual liberation and free sex. According to the Pareto's law, 80% of women will practice sex with 20% of men, and 50% of women desire the top 1% of men. Men would rather FSCK any woman who breathes and is still warm. They are not as picky as women are. But in the human relations, it is always the women who choose, never men. This inevitably leads into a pig's paradise. Being born as a man is basically a losing lottery ticket. For most men, it reads this ticket does not win. For most women, it is this ticket wins a little, and for a minority of men, it reads this ticket wins the jackpot. Since polyandry does not exist, the partner selection game is basically a zero-sum game. For every winner, there must be a loser. And inevitably, it is those men who no woman approves. It is like thermodynamics: who gets sidelined? Who becomes an incel? Given to the statistics on sex and sexual intercourse, the answer is obvious. Studies show IQ linked to virginity, but also low IQ 70 and less indicate getting sidelined and involuntary celibacy. The most sexually active men are those with IQ of 90 to 100. Slightly lower than average IQ, high degree of aggression, and high score on the dark triad increase the man's chances in the hookup game dramatically. What contributes getting sidelined? The first is not playing the game. Either not understanding on how the hookup game works, not understanding its rules, or refusal to play it altogether. The game has really nothing to do with social skills unless you are an autist or grown up in a barrel. If it did, it would be the psychopaths and narcissists who become incels. It is about the gaming skills. What it does is on what kind of an impression you are able to make of yourself. QY narcissists and psychopaths score high, how extroverted you are. Can you find compatible partners on your communication range, and how skilled a gamesman you are? It is the gaming skills, not social skills, which really count. The worst advice any mother can give to her son is be yourself, because that is a losing formula. The game is all about deception, cunning and faking till you make it. Nice guys finish last. Why high IQ contributes on losing in the game? It is because of the communication range. Any meaningful human interaction is possible only if the IQs of 2 persons, or a person and a group average, differ at most to standard deviations. It means the higher your IQ is, the smaller is the pool of potential partner, or those with average IQ have the broadest. Since men are overrepresented at both ends of the IQ distribution, are both the brightest and dullest of people are always men, it means there is a ruthless competition of potential partners at the right long tail of the Gaussian curve, while those men who have it nearest the average have a pig's paradise. Women are overrepresented at the great bulge. And even worse is to ensue. IQ is not only a quantitative, but also a qualitative thing. Those with really high IQ are usually perceived as odd, weird, not fitting in the group, or deviant types, and actively exorcised and ousted from social circles. Here the communication range makes it impossible for the really high IQ boys to really fit in anywhere. What it means to lose in this game. The first is terrible embitterment, and the second is hate are hating both women who do not approve you and hating the skilled gamers chads. The various incels boards and net pages are toxic reading. But I really cannot hate or pity them. I can only feel sorry for them. The only way out is to become a pseudo-narcissist or a pseudo-psychopath and learn to play the game. And this is a terrible observation. This hookup game is extremely destructive society-wise, but that is the price of the sexual liberation, and we cannot shackle the sexual culture anymore.